Okay, if you're given a right triangle, and you know that this is a right triangle because of this square symbol right here, then you can use the Pythagorean theorem to solve for a missing leg. So first we need to recognize that this is a leg, and this is a leg, and this is the hypotenuse because it is directly across from the right angle. So we're just going to plug those into our Pythagorean theorem formula. So we can say x squared, which I'm just indicating as my a, plus 8.7 squared equals 12.9 squared. So I'm just going to plug all those into my calculator. So 8.7 squared is 75.69, and 12.9 squared is 166.41, and bring down this x squared. Alright, so in order to get x by itself, we need to move everything away from it that is on the same side of the equal sign. So let's start here with this 75.69. Then what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So 75.69 will also be subtracted to this. So 166.41 minus 75.69 gives us 90.72 equals x squared. And notice the x isn't by itself yet, so we need to take the square root of the 2 to find what x equals. So in my calculator, I typed in the second square root sign, which is the opposite of the square sign. You'll see that there's a square, a radical sign that you're used to seeing on top of the button. So second square root, and I got 9.52470,472. So looking at the directions, it tells me that I need to round this to the nearest hundredth. So this is our hundredths place right here. So we need to look at this number to tell us whether to keep the 2 the same or to make the 2 a 3. And because 4 is less than 5, I'm going to keep the 2 the same. So my answer would be x is equal to 9.52. Alright, so same thing with number 8. We're given a right triangle. You know that because of the symbol. And we know that this is our hypotenuse because it's directly across from the right angle, and this is a leg, and this is a leg. So we can say that 4.3 squared plus 6.4 squared is going to equal x squared, or c squared. So I'm going to take the square root, I'm going to square them. I'm going to say 4.3 squared, which gives me 18.49 plus 6.4 squared, which gives me 40.96, is going to give me my answer eventually. So I need to add the 2 together. So that leaves me with 59.45 equals x squared, and x isn't completely by itself because it's hanging out with that square, so we need to do the square root to get rid of it, and what I do to one side, I do to the other, and I'm just going to type in my calculator, second square root, 59.45, and it gives me 7.7103 and a bunch of other numbers, but that's not necessary for me to write down because I really only need to round it to the nearest hundredth, which is right here. So x would equal 7.71 because this 0 would tell you to keep the 1 the same. Okay, so number 9 is also a Pythagorean theorem question because we are finding the missing length of a right triangle indicated by this square symbol. So this time we are solving for the missing hypotenuse because it's directly across from the right angle. So that's a leg and that's a leg. So we can say 8.5 squared plus 7.1 squared is going to give us x squared. So I'm just going to type those numbers in my calculator. And now I need to add those up together. And then now I need to take the square root of each because x is not by itself yet. So if I hit second square root, 122.66, it gives me an x of 11.075197, whatever, but it doesn't matter because we only need to look at this number to tell us what to do with this number. And because this number is 5 or higher, that the number in the hundredths place, the 7, is going to go up 1. So your answer would be 11.08 feet. Number 10 is also a opportunity for use of the Pythagorean theorem because this triangle is a right triangle based on that symbol right there. So this one is directly across from the right angle. So this is our hypotenuse. This is a leg, and this is a leg. So this time we're solving for a missing leg. So I'm going to set that up. Okay, I've set it up, and now I'm just going to square each of the numbers. Okay, and now I need to subtract this 98.01 from this side. And what I do to that side, I have to do to this side, so it cancels over there. But I'm also going to subtract 98.01 from this 213. So take the square root of each. So I'm just going to type in my calculator, second squared, 115.73. And that gave me x is equal to 10.75. So the 7 tells me to round that up. So really x is equal to 10.76 inches.